What's up, YouTube? Okay, I'll stop, sorry. Today I'm gonna be trying to explain my personal strategy for the Abyss raids. Now, before I start, please do not subscribe to me. I never use this channel for videos. Anyway, so as a free-to-play player, I do not have much of a build for the Sugar Glass, personally. But since I main Sunday Cookie, I tend to use the Brilliant Sugar... the Brilliant Sugar Glass Shards and the Piercing Sugar Glass Shards, since they are catered to the fighter class. It really just depends on who you want to use, and I'll get onto what the optimal team is in just a second, in my personal opinion, in my personal experience. But I use the meta Sunday Cookie build, and there's no teams right now, so I'm going to make my own, and I'll cut to my optimal team.
A few moments later.
Anyway, for the optimal team, you will need Dew Cookie, Wind Asparagus, and 2 Sundays. I don't think the DPS matters. I think as long as you have 1 Sunday, that's fine. Anyway, shout out to these people for helping me out with this. The last one was not all too great. So, your main goal is just to stay alive, honestly, because a lot of the damage that you'll do in this mode specifically, because I personally can't get to the hard mode yet, will be coming from her getting stunned. So your main goal is to just survive until she gets stunned. Anyway, Dark Soul Purification, this is absolutely crucial, because not only does it give you a buff once you purify 10 of these souls, but if you don't purify these souls, they will spawn mobs that you have to get rid of, or else they will be extremely annoying. You can see that her attack patterns are extremely easy to memorize due to how repetitive they are. But as for that, that's about it for that. But as you can see, she will do her little spinny thing, her little thingamajig. What I personally do that seems most efficient in my personal experience is to hug the edges of the little circle and obviously move out of the way if there's saws. But after she gets done with that, this part is extremely crucial. You'll see me tank this hit, but you can use your ultimate for the invincibility. You'll see me do this little secret minigame right here to unlock this little cage, and this part is extremely crucial if you are wanting to get this done quickly. What it does is it releases that little cage of souls, and it will stun her and give you a ton of extra damage. It lowers her defenses by like a bunch, so you'll see us like do a bunch of damage within like a few seconds right here. Or not right here, but like, you know what I mean. I'm gonna slow this down right here, but you can see this little animation where she lifts her scythe up, and this is important, very important, to get out of the way, or else you will die, as you can see here. As for this part, she will spawn these little blue orbs that will explode into blue flames. Honestly, there is no strategy as far as I can tell for this. It all just relies on prediction, reaction time, and pattern recognition. As you can see, I will use my invincibility frames for my ultimate to tank this, but I will do this little thing again. I don't know if this is bugged or not, but sometimes it just does not stun her, but it still lowers her defense, so you can see us do like a ton of damage right here. I'm gonna skip to her second phase because there's not really much to talk about right here. At the beginning of her second phase, you'll be trapped in a cage, and you have to do that exact same lock minigame in order to get out, and if you do not get out, you will die. Like that person. Anyways, there's not much to talk about here, so I sped it up quite a bit. After a bit, she will spawn these skeleton hands that are extremely easy to deal with as long as you hug the edge of the arena, because of how short their range is. Directly after, she will come back into the arena, spawn these little cages that you will have to unlock, and if you don't, they will deal massive burst damage, and you'll very likely die. Another thing, if you unlock a certain amount of souls, it will stun her, and as you can see here, we do a ton of damage from that. After that, it's just like the same boss fight from the first phase, except a little more difficult, and it does a little more damage, in my personal opinion. But that's about it. I don't think there's much else to say. Thank you for watching. Hi, Dev Sisters, if you're watching this, I want those. I want the crystals. I want the crystals. Give me.
Make it stop.